Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Speaking Life with Melinda Evans. We're so happy you decided to join us today. We are here to uplift, encourage, and build platforms that will build total healing, growth, and health. So come on in, come on in, come on in. You are welcome to the show. Good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining us today. Today we will be talking about holiday blues. Holiday blues are tough for everyone. When we talk about holiday blues today, we will be talking about holiday grief, family brokenness, and family financial hardship during the holiday season. We're going to talk, and we want to be able to just talk freely today. We want to touch on some subjects that's near and dear to some people. I know there's a lot of people out there that's going through right now. The holidays are they just don't seem the same. So today we're going to interact. You will see me with my phone because I would like to interact with the audience today. I would like to be able to shed light on the holidays and somehow just try to help myself as well because everybody is going through. I have with me today Shalonda. Shalonda is going to talk with us today. Shalonda is also a part of Speaking Life with Melinda Evans. Also, she has joined the team. So today we're just going to have an open discussion and we're just going to dissect the holiday blues. So feel free to jump in. And this show is a little different because I usually have a guest. Today we don't have a guest. So we're just going to talk about the holiday blues and possibly, like I said, help someone as well as help ourselves. So you will see me looking down at my phone a little bit because I'm trying to interact and see if we have any comments. I don't want to miss any of the comments tonight. So you will see us looking at our cell phones. Okay, so you want to say something, Shalonda, before we get started?
Oh, um, I mean, just speaking on holiday blues, it is a time where, it is the holidays and just looking at stuff, people basically looking to spend money for the holiday. And when they realize they don't have that money to spend, that's one thing that'll give them the holiday blues. They don't have the money
Yes,
to spend, and
yes,
also missing loved ones that used to be here with us during the holidays. That'll give us the holiday blues. And
yes,
of course, and just families not being together on the holidays like they used to be together. That's holiday blues also. But I'm sure, like your last guest you had, Dr. Rashida, said there's always gold at the end of the rainbow.
yes, yes, yes. So today we want to start off talking about family finances, the hardship that so many families go through when it comes to Christmas. We so much want to give our children all these toys. We want to give them all these gifts, and a lot of this stuff we don't even really have the money. You find yourself working doubles, triples, hardly getting rest because you're trying to bring in extra money because you have to pay bills as well as get gifts for family members so that everyone have a smile on their face on Christmas morning. Me myself, I didn't do that this year. and it's killing me. It really is killing me. It's really killing me. Um, Last year, just to elaborate on Christmas last year. Christmas, I did a Christmas that was out of this world. I mean, I don't know if some of you seen the pictures I posted. I mean, my whole living room was full. My living room was full from um the kids had power wheels, $300 and $400 power wheels. They had iPads and every toy you can name. They had clothes, shoes, everything. And I found myself this summer throwing a lot of that stuff away. And I felt some type of way. Um, and then I thought about it as I think about it now, where you have so many people that's going through, so many people can't even put meals on the table this year. And I thought about all the toys and all the stuff that I gave for two of my grandchildren last year. It was a waste. And I felt kind of bad because I'm like, I spent like almost $4,000 on Christmas last year. And then you have people that did not have anything. Some people didn't even have their bills paid. Some people were in the dark. Some people didn't even have a meal to feed their children. And there I was, um, throwing away some of the toys that I had spent that I thought was going to make my children and their children, which is my grandchildren, very, very happy. And I realized that was a big waste. You know, this year, I feel a little bad. Like I said, I didn't even put a tree up this year. I don't even have a tree up. I don't even have lights in my yard. I usually have lights in my yard. The house is usually lit up. That's how I was raised. I was raised with big Christmas, and I seen how my mom used to struggle every year to get us toys, and she worked really hard. And I wanted to, convey the same thing for my children and my grandchildren. And this year, I just found it not so important to do that because there's so many people out here hurting, and here it is, we in the stores buying all this stuff, but we don't think about there's so many families that don't even have anything to eat. So this year, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything at all. I mean, I will get some gifts this weekend. I will go out, but usually I'll have toys hidden all over the house, gifts hidden all over the house. And this year I just said no. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't gonna do it. Do you have anything to say on that? I mean,
I
really.
mean, well, I mean, since I have evolved in my, I guess you would say, spirituality, I look at it as I think we all do it for the wrong reasons. When we look at Christmas, when we look at, this time of the year, I think we've taken out the most important part of this time of the year. Gift giving is symbolic for this time of the year. However, I think we miss the most important part of this time of the year. This time of the year is for us to be thanking Christ for what he has given us throughout the whole year. It's not a time for us to be wondering why we can't get somebody something, wondering why we can't do this and do that. It's not that time. It's time for us to be giving thanks. And, the reason for the season is that we have been sustained and we have been protected and we have been blessed and we have been gifted throughout the whole year. So now it's time. The gifts that we're supposed to be given is gift of love, gift of peace, gift of thanksgiving. Those are the gifts that we're supposed to be given. And we're supposed to be giving it to Christ. We're supposed to be giving it to Christ because I mean, had not it been for Christ throughout the year, it wouldn't be anything to give at the end of the year. So, I mean, a lot of times it's a do-over because, I feel that Christ says, you're not giving it to me, so why should I make sure you have it to give it to somebody else? You know,
Yes, I see we take so much out of it. The meaning, I really want to get my family into a space where we're giving and we're giving to someone else that's less fortunate. I mean, you name it, my grandchildren, they don't really need anything. And it's not just my grandchildren, it's a lot of our families. And we go out and we buy this, we buy that, we got to get this, we got to get that. And when you look at it, the children don't even need it. I was at my daughter's house last weekend and I went into his, my grandbaby want to bring me, come on, grandma, grandma, grandma. He want me to come in his room and look at his stuff. And I went in the room and I'm just looking around. I didn't say anything to my daughter or anything about it, but I just looked all around and I'm like, this boy got everything under the sun in this room. What possibly can we buy him? And not to mention the stuff that he has at my home. So I'm just like, we're totally off track with our finances around the holiday, especially Christmas. I can remember it was Halloween and I went to Hobby Lobby for something. And Hobby Lobby already had the Christmas stuff on sale. And I was like, we haven't even got past Halloween. We haven't even got to Thanksgiving. And here it is, they have all the Christmas stuff out and on sale. How is it on sale already? So it just dawned on me then, like, it's just a way to get the money out of our pockets, and that money that we spend for the holidays trying to get these big smiles. We want to see our grandchildren smile. We want to see our children smile. We want to see all of our loved ones happy. And it's okay to get gifts. But the way I was doing it, I mean, spending out, breaking the bank for one day. And then I realized, the Power Wheels are sitting out backyard. Kids only probably rode them maybe like one or two times. So it's just, to me, it's just a waste. And I think that we should get back into the real meaning of Christmas because the holidays are getting really tough for a lot of people. So I just feel like we should get back
hmm
to the real meaning how it used to be. And when my mom did that, I mean, I seen her struggling to get the stuff that she got for us, but it was not nearly the stuff that we go out today and buy our children. We had like 4 or 5 nice things for Christmas, and we was just as happy as we could be. We was happy with our little
hmm
doll baby or whatever, whatever. And today it's like if you don't have thousands of dollars worth of gifts under the tree, no one is happy. You got to break the bank. You got to work doubles. You got to be so exhausted you can't even enjoy the holiday because you did so much just to get the gifts under the tree. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with doing that, but we need to get back to the real meaning of Christmas.
I agree.
Of Christmas, because there's so many people out here hurting. It's so many people out here that, um, just crying and having breakdowns because they feel like they can't get their children anything for Christmas.
I mean, I say if you're here to be able to see your children for Christmas, that's giving them everything that they need. You know, I mean, we're here. It's not for us to be worried about giving something to somebody other than giving something to Christ. I mean, I
Yes.
can't get off and over that
Yes.
because I think that because, we're getting ready to see a new year. We gotta thank God for, the new year that he's about to embark upon us. He is the reason why we went through this year, how we went through this year, and he kept us. He kept us. And, I think the reason for the season is to give him all the praise, all the glory, for the things that he has done. And, you know, he said his burdens are light. You know, we are worried about Well, not me, because I ain't worried about it. But people are worried about not being able to do this, that, and the other. That's a burden. If we give it to Christ, you know, um, that's his burden. He said his burdens are light. He has everything. He owns everything. He is everything. So if we take up on his burden, which is everything, then we can be much more lighter because, he'll make way for those things that we need and those things that we need to share with each other. We give each other this, that, and the other. And then when we're getting gifts, what is the motive behind getting the gifts? Are you getting someone something just because it's a cliche, it's a status quo, that we've been doing for so many years, and it's status quo that I have to get these gifts, or my family gonna feel like I ain't got no money, or my family gonna feel like I don't want, I don't I
I
don't
get it.
participate and I don't partake in that because that's egotistical.
Yes.
And I know who I am and I know whose I am and I know who is looking for what from me and who's gonna get it. So,
Yes.
but I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with gift giving because, you know, Christ gave us gifts. We give gifts to each other. So, it's to be expected, but we have to get to the foundation of, who's giving the gifts, who gets the gift. Um, but it's really Christ that's supposed to be getting the gifts.
Yes.
We give gifts symbolically so that, you know, that's what it is. But it's really Christ who's supposed to get the gift because you got to look at it. A new year is about to come out. And then when the new year come out, he's going to start giving stuff again.
Yes.
So, it's this symbiotic thing. We got to give and we get and he give us and, he get.
Yes. So I was just trying to check here to make sure we don't have anyone in the audience that's trying to um say something on the topics. I mean, like I said, this is an open discussion, so we want you to feel free to hop right in and put some questions in, say something, talk to us. Let's talk about this. Yeah, so I just think that we just need to, really, 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 really take a look at what the holidays and the real meanings of Christmas. Because, like I said, this year I didn't do all that. It's not that I can't, it's just that this year is just a tough year. And I'm looking at different, um, just out of the norm of what I usually would do around this holiday, the money that goes out around the holiday. Now, don't get me wrong, my grandkids will get and my kids, but nothing like last year because I want to start giving to someone else, giving to someone that's less fortunate. You'd be surprised. There's so many people. We had a few people at my job that was saying that they didn't have for their children and such, so on and so forth. And, it just gave me confirmation to know what I was feeling was, how I'm supposed to be feeling about this thing called, this holiday called Christmas. And actually it's Jesus' birthday. It's God's birthday. So we get all the gifts, but we give him no gifts and it's his birthday. So yeah, so if you do we have any questions in the audience about the hardship? Is anyone out in the audience maybe having a hard time or you know having a hardship buying toys for their loved ones or for their children or grandchildren or things of that nature? How do you feel about spending a lot of money for toys and different things of that nature for the holiday? I don't know if you have your thing. Do you? I really can't see how the comments and stuff go. Okay, so and back in the studio, you guys could chime in too if you have something to say about, the holiday. Like I said, this is the open discussion this week. We really want to just tap in to the holiday spirit because there's so many broken spirits out here. I've been running into so many people. So I felt that it would be good to do a topic today on the holiday blues because so many people is, going through right now. And so right now we don't have anyone, I don't see anyone on mine that's saying anything. So if you want to talk a little bit, Shalonda, about family brokenness at this time. Family brokenness at this time of the year.
Yeah. Well, of course, we have that as well because, we are people of families. And of course, families have things that go on in them. So you have a lot of family brokenness and, of course, how we talk about regardless of the family brokenness, whenever we had those particular elderly loved ones that were still here with us, regardless of what was going on in the family, everybody still came together around
Yes.
that time because that time everybody knew that they was going to see grandma, great
Yes.
grandma, big mom, muddy, or whoever, and that's where everybody, gathered at. But we don't, a lot of our muddies and big mamas and things like that has transitioned and gone on, and there's been that separation. A lot of people don't get together, for that time and stuff like that. And I seen some posts on Facebook, people posting it's since this one gone and that one gone, the holidays is not the same and things like that. But I mean, with me, with that, I think that is a disrespect to our ancestors. I think it's a disrespect to them to sit and talk about what used to be, and we're not doing it when they left that torch to us to continue to do it. There's no reason why we should be posting and saying it's not right. It don't feel right, or it's not this, or it's not that, because Big Mama is here and Big Mama is not here. If you're the next of kin, you're the oldest, or if you're competent and you got some sense, you pick that torch up where Big Mama left off. You call those people together, and those that will come in that area, they're going to come. They're going to congregate. They're going to celebrate, the holidays like you always did. Get in the kitchen, and because it has to be done. And if
Yes.
we don't continue to do it, if we don't take the torch and keep doing it, then the torch is going to go out.
So do you think what you're saying that do you think because I believe and I'm just asking you, do you think that that is what's going on why it seems so sad and because the holidays used to be really a happy time.
Hmm.
I mean, in my family, we were so happy when Christmas time came. I'm from upstate New York, so we had the snow. When we saw the snow coming down, we knew it was getting ready to be Christmas time. So we would be happy. We would be happy we're going to see all of our family members. And do you think that that may be the case now? Why it seems so sad? Because it doesn't seem like anyone picked up the torch. It just seemed like a lot of families are, you know, they're not coming together like they
Hmm.
used to, and I think if we could just get that part of the holidays back, I think we'll begin to feel good again because it wasn't that people weren't passing away then, it just wasn't Big Mama or
Right.
Aunt Berta
Right.
or someone like that,
Right.
that you knew was going to
Hmm.
have, a cooking, you was going to eat good, family was going to be over, we're going to open up a
Hmm.
few gifts, and it was just going to be merry
Hmm.
of what it's supposed to be. But I just feel like, that's the issue. No one wants to pick up the torch.
Hmm.
No one wants to carry on the family traditions. We kind of like get into this new age stuff that they have
Hmm.
going on, and we're really forgetting about um what our grandparents and our aunties and uncles had made way for. They would,
Hmm.
when holiday come, even if you didn't get what you wanted under the tree, you knew you was gonna have a good day. You knew that you were gonna get a good big meal. You knew that we was gonna have some music playing, and they was gonna play some cards, and all the kids was gonna be around. And there's gonna be hitting your feet with the switch, telling you to go sit on the stairs. That type of thing. And I just think we got so far away from that till we miss Big Mama, we miss Grandma, we miss Granny, we miss some of us have parents that have gone on, we miss our parents. And I just think it's because we don't keep the tradition going. And if we kept the tradition going, then we wouldn't feel so sad that they're gone. We would be spending a day of remembering them. We would
Exactly.
spend a day in the kitchen remembering, oh, don't put that in there.
Mama
Mama
didn't.
didn't put that in the sweet potato pie. Why are you putting that in the collard greens? That's not how Aunt Berta made that. That wasn't the recipe. Don't put that in, you will begin to feel good because you will remember them. And I think because the families are not coming together, and where everybody is out doing their own thing, and just doing it the way they want to do it. And it's okay to do that, but it makes it sad. It makes it sad because you begin to long for them, because the traditional holidays are not so traditional anymore. No one's coming together. You have cousins, that don't even know each other. They didn't allow that. If you didn't see your family members all year long, you were sure to see them for New Year's and Christmas or Thanksgiving. You were sure to see them. So yeah, I think that's
I think with Big Mama, Auntie, or Muddy, or whoever was that matriarch of the family, that's that torch that has been passed on. And you have to know that that torch has been passed to you. If you're the oldest daughter, or if the oldest has passed on, there's a succession. Whoever is next in line in age, I'm sorry, it is what it is. I didn't design it that way. God did. You're the next matriarch that has to pick, because we can't blame the ones up under us.
Yes.
We have to pick that up, because it's one thing about it, when Big Mama or Muddy or whoever that was the matriarch,
Yes.
when they said, baby, I think some greens ought to be put on in the kitchen.
Yes.
There was no question about it being done next week, or it being done tonight, or it being done whenever. You got up, you went in, and you did whatever you had to do. And if Big Mama said, baby, um, you got everything ready for Christmas and the people gonna come, if you got this room ready for that, it was spoken, it was said, and it was done. They're not here. That the matriarch of the family has to take that torch and do it. Big Mama did not worry who came and who didn't come. She set the foundation for them to come. If you came, you came. If you didn't, you didn't. But the foundation was there for you to come.
And it was set.
And if you couldn't
they
make it,
came.
they came.
They came on account of
They came on account of the
Big Mama.
matriarch
The
of the
matriarch
family.
said,
Yeah.
come on.
The matriarch
So
said, come.
we're gonna not to cut you. We're gonna continue this, but we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a quick break. Have a commercial so we can pay some bills around here.
Are you one that likes to stand out amongst the rest? Well, check out Painted Drip by The Joker. Painted Drip is a customized footwear company that it specializes in unique hand-painted, customized footwear, which is hand-painted by the Joker himself. Shipping is available all over, East Coast, West Coast, no matter where you are, we can get your products to you. So follow The Drip. Check out their IG page, Painted Drip, for more information. And again, all footwear is customized and hand-painted by the Joker himself.
Welcome back to Speaking Life with Melinda Evans. The topic today is holiday blues. And right now we left off on family brokenness. We were talking about family brokenness and how, so many families are broken. Do we have any questions before we move any further? Do we have any questions in the audience?
We have two questions. One question was, how can you heal from a broken family?
How can you heal from a broken family?
Talk.
Well, the first step is to call the person up and see if you can have a conversation. Without conversation, and you won't get an understanding of the brokenness. You have to be able to commune. You have to be able to talk to your family. And once you pick up the phone, and you may have a loved one that won't call you or whatever the issue is, my advice is to just pick up the phone and reach out to them. And once you reach out to them, then you have done your part. And once they receive the phone call, then you can begin to talk about whatever the issue is and find a resolution and a common ground that you both can move forward with.
Other
Do you
question.
want to say something on that, Melinda?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what you said. And y'all, I know I love the word. I love the word. The word says if you have an out with your brother, go to your brother and discuss that with your brother. And if y'all have squashed it, if your brother agrees with you, you agrees with your brother, you won your brother over. Y'all go about your way. It's what is done. But if you've gone and you can't reconcile it, it tells you further what to do and how to get it reconciled. And then it also says that if it's to that point that it can't be, you got to kick the dust and keep moving. You
Keep
know what I'm
moving.
saying? And we're all grown. We all know how to communicate with someone cordially without having to be violent, without having to have behaviors. We all have a mental health, a healthy mental health. If I'm angry with you sitting in this room, that's mental health, my mental health. But it's healthy. It's healthy enough for me to know not to get up and go over there and sock you in your face. I know how to control myself. I know how to, regardless, or I know how to go and speak with you to, take care of the situation to where, we don't have to be in each other's presence and we're feeling some type of way about each other. I mean, I just think that, if where two or three is gathered and God is there, I mean, why would you want to be upset and angry if God is hanging around in here? You know.
We have another
We
question.
have two more. The other question was, where in the Bible does it say to celebrate Christmas?
Where in the Bible does it say to celebrate Christmas?
I have not seen any scriptures in the Bible that says to celebrate Christmas. Um, and we celebrate Christmas because we're speaking behind what we have been taught, what we've been brought up and taught. Um, if I can speak personally, um, I personally think that it's was given to us as the word Christmas. But if you break down your etymology, do your research, and do your studying, then you will see why this time of the year um, is being carved out to dedicate a certain time to Christ for certain things that he has done, just like you would dedicate a birthday party for your birthday, and I mean, like I said, we've been taught up saying celebrate Christ. And without getting into a whole bunch of other stuff, you'll have to do your due diligence and break that down, study to show your self approval about that. But for the sake of the setting and talking about things because that's the status quo. Christmas, celebrating Christmas, then we know it's the winter solstice. Certain things happen, and um first one thing then another one. But like I said, that's for everybody to do their due diligence, their research, to study, to show themselves approved. With that being said, from my standpoint.
I think it was a holiday that was given to us. I have not seen anywhere in the Bible that says to celebrate Christmas, but I do know that we use Christmas as a symbolic of Christ's birthday. Um, and then you can do your research on that. They come to find out that that is not the correct dates. But I believe, like, not to take anything from Christmas, up through the years, I just look at it as to be a holiday that's built around families, to bring families together, to bring joy back into the world, to bring peace into the world. It's just so that we live in a day and time where you got so many people over here and so many people over there. When I was growing up, and I only could refer back to when I was growing up, everybody was with their family on this day. Everybody was happy on this day. Everybody was cooking on this day and had a good meal and was surrounded about around their family. So I believe it was a gifted day to us, where we can celebrate family, where we can celebrate peace, where we can celebrate love. Can we is there any more questions?
Another question is, will you say that most people are more depressed during these times?
I see a lot of people in this day and time depressed. I know for some back in the day, it used to be a they I wouldn't call it depressed, but I would see it as parents going above and beyond to get some gifts to make sure their little ones and loved ones had smiles on their face. But I don't recall my grandparents or my mom not paying their bills, or um spazzing out or crying or having nervous breakdowns or anything like that, because it was something that they could not give us. In our day and time, we were happy with what they gave us. We were happy to get a toy. If we only got two or three toys, we were happy with that. I think it's the day and time that we live in, where the issues is coming in, because so many people feel um privilege. They feel like they have to get these gifts. They have to have this. They not happy if they don't have $400 um Atari games, or these $1,500 cell phones and iPads and this and that and that. I know when I was growing up, we wasn't even thinking about getting nothing of that magnitude, because we knew that was not going to happen. I just think it's changed with the times, the day and times. Would you like to say anything?
Can you repeat the question?
Can you repeat that one question for her?
Yes. Will you say that most people are more depressed during these times?
This time.
um I think that people are depressed during this time. But I think it's psychological. Because like I said, people are looking at the status quo and trying to keep up with the Joneses. And we say things like, you know, Christ, and this is when um Christ was born, however, and stuff like that. But I think that is an overlay, for all of the other stuff. But if we would switch it around, and if we would realize, you know, Christ, this is not, when we say Christmas, like I said, you have to do the etymology, you have to do your research, and you have to do your due diligence, to know, what transpired around this time of the year, this season of the year. So it may be some sadness because we don't have the sun beaming as the other months that the sun is beaming out and giving us that vitamin D. So, it's a whole lot of things that go on that play into people being sad this time of the year, other than the fact that they don't have so-called money to purchase things to give with. Because, if you just give yourself, that's more than enough. If you give yourself, that's more than enough. But it's deeper than just saying Christmas, being expecting something and expecting to give something. I think if we look at it a little bit more deeper than that, I don't think a lot of people would be so sad around this time. And I don't, I think that we would be able to, you know, overcome by the words of our testimony.
And I think a lot of people are more saddened in this day and time. And I only can say in this day and time because I've never seen Christmas as a kid a sad time. I never seen it as families as broken as they are today. And just to be transparent, you do have a lot of families that's broken. You have a lot of traditions that have been broken. You know, grandma and auntie, and I can't just, stop saying it. They had set forth traditions. They have set forth um family do's and don'ts. They had set forth relation, the ground, the foundation, and it's just the foundation. It's the foundation that families are being raised up on are not the same as ours. So they took a lot out. And when you take a lot out, what do you have left? So yeah, you have a lot of families that's broken right now. You have a lot of sisters not speaking. You have a lot of, cousins not coming together. You have a lot of, cousins had smaller, the smaller ones like my daughter age, and they're having kids of their own, and their kids don't even know their first cousin kids, and that was never, so yeah, it will be a time of sadness because you took so much of we have taken so much of the traditions out. you know um we didn't keep it going. We dropped the ball, and that's why it's a lot of sadness. And then you got to look at the time and day we live in now. It's so much going on and so many distractions, and families are not coming together like they're supposed to. And it's a sad thing. It's very sad. And when I look at it, it's sad for me because, I'm a family type of person. I love family. I live for family. Last year, like I said, I thought I was doing the biggest thing. I thought I had the biggest Christmas. I was finally able to make this thing happen for my family. And it's just so much been taken out. And family don't come together. I mean, I used to always do Christmas at my house, especially even when I moved here down south. Every year the family used to always come to my house. I kind of like took on my Aunt Berta's, you know, hat when I came to the south. I would say, okay, everybody over coming over to my house, and they didn't have to bring anything, just come, and we got together and we had a good time. We had food, and it was just like in the olden days. But now we live in a day and time that everybody is just doing their own thing, and they don't have time. People don't have time, and it's a hurting feeling because for the ones that want to keep it going, you can't really, excuse me, keep it going if everyone is out doing their own thing. Everyone is, it's not important. Not important. So it is kind of sad. You have any more questions?
Someone said, how can you go about dealing with your mental health without having anything to give your family?
Well, if you don't deal with your mental health first, you won't be able to give your family anything. If you're not right within and your mind is not where your mind needs to be, how can you give your family anything? You know what I mean? You got to get yourself together. You got to get your mental right. And mental, we're gonna have a talk show on mental health, because mental health is actually real as well too. And that's another thing that's going on. Um, Mental health didn't just come about. You know, it's been going on a long time. It's just so now that more people are coming out with it, because more people are going to see psychiatrists now and counselors now, whereas though before you didn't go see a counselor, you didn't go sit on that couch because you didn't want anyone to say that something was wrong with you or you had a mental. So I think, yeah, mental is it's big, it's on the rise, and there's no other way to say that. It's here. We're here. We're living in the last days, and it's all here, and it's all in the open, and nothing is hidden anymore. So, to answer the person's question, how can you, have a mentor when you have nothing to give your family? Um, I think you can give your family a lot by just, getting a grip on your mental first, then worry about the added things and the added gifts. Would you like to share something on that?
The mental is very, very, very important. Very important. And in order for that mental to be what we call healthy, then we do have to have those basic needs in life. Um we know our basic physical needs that we need. We know we need food, clothes, shelter, protection. We need sleep. We need to be free from pain. Those are the physical things that we know that we need. We need psychological things also. We need to be loved. Those, if you got those physical and psychological basic needs and they're healthy, then you should be able to use those healthy needs to figure out how you can take care of your family. But those needs have to be met first. You have that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and we have to, take care of those things. If you don't have any place to live, where are you looking for buying gifts for, or for trying to get something, where you gonna put it at?
Right.
So we got to look at first things first. We have to get settled, get stable, get somewhere to live, get some food, get some, and I don't think people just got homeless or just gonna be homeless December the 25th.
Yeah.
This has been going throughout all of the year, or whatever. And I was just if I can share a personal story. This morning I was talking to myself because we was talking about hardship and finances earlier. Not saying that it's a hardship, because it's not, because I mean, I can take it as or leave it. Um, all throughout the year, you know, money, wherever, however, doing whatever you want to do with, stop and get you a drink here and eating here and all this stuff, and just swiping and doing what you want to do all throughout the year. No questions asked, no worries or anything like that. Then all of a sudden, here comes this time of the year, you ain't got two nickels to rub together. And you're trying to figure out what happened. Why all of a sudden at this time of the year we feel like we don't have anything. And I don't think it's that we don't have any. I don't think we haven't had no more than we had then. Is that we're trying to do things that's not in our nature that we're supposed to be doing.
And we left out the tradition. The tradition was, you know, well, my parents and grandparents, they didn't just wait to the month of December to start buying gifts. They were buying gifts all throughout the year. They was buying stuff in the summer, you know what I'm saying, and putting it up and hiding it, and you didn't even know it was there, and then you pull it all out. So it's like you don't have you're taking the traditions out. You're not following the steps. Like you said, you're doing all what you want to do all the year long, and then here come December and you don't have anything, that's because all year long you didn't think to buy a gift when stuff was on sale. You buy it and you put it up, you buy it, you put it up, and then when December come, you have a whole lot. But you have a whole lot because you bought all year long things that you were preparing. The preparing, you be prepared for Christmas. And I don't think there's no preparation being done, for the holidays now. We're just thinking, everybody thinking that people are rich and they just got money trees in the back of their house. Well, that's not how that works. Well, not for my family. We prepared for Christmas. You bought something in the summer, you put that up. You bought this coat in the summer, it was on sale. You bought it, you put it up. So when Christmas came, you had a whole living room full of stuff, and they think it looked like, oh, we rich, but you're really not rich. We've been buying this all year long. So I just think the preparation is off. But I want to just go into another part of the holiday blues, which is so hard for me this year, and that is grief. I am so overwhelmed with holiday grief. You know, and you know, I wasn't even gonna come on live today because I have just been so heavy, like just missing my loved ones. I really, just excuse me, really just miss them. And life is really life, and the people that I knew I could really count on and I can really go to, um, they're not here, and I need them right now. And the holiday is just adding to because it's the holiday time, and I think so many people are going through right now. Um, and I don't think the going through have anything to specifically have to do with Christmas. I just think that life is life, and it just happens to be Christmas. I mean, so many people have lost so many loved ones near and dear, and it's tough. It's tough around the holidays when you used to being with your family, you used to calling them on the phone and having conversations and stuff. It's it's tough. It's getting tough because it's like the families are shrinking. And when I look at my own, if I could be transparent, when I look at my own immediate family, it's just me, my mom, and my sister left. You know, um, I didn't want to do this segment today. And I didn't even know what we were going to talk about today. But it's tough. And I just think that it's just Christmas time. And I think a lot of people are going through a lot of different situations. I think a lot of people want to live in their truth now. People don't want to live a lie anymore. And we just got so off on the wrong track where people want to be something just so people can see them as a certain light or a certain type of person. And you just have people really hurting. And in life, like I said, life is life. And so the hurt is intensifying. You can used to can deal with it. And I know like this Christmas, life has been life for me in a lot of areas. And I really miss my family. I miss my sister. I used to can call her, and we didn't talk every day. But I know if I was in the situation I'm in now, I would be able to call her and she would talk to me. I know if my dad was here and I needed him, my dad, it was, I don't care what they say about my dad. My daddy was my daddy. If I called him right now and told him to come, he would be on that road coming. You know, um, I know if my Aunt Berta was here and I needed her to tell me what to do, I could get on the phone and she would tell me what to do. I just think that people are really hurting, and it just happens to be Christmas time. And so that is intensifying the pain and the hurt. Um, But for that reason, today I really wasn't going to come on because I really need my family right now. And I look at it, it's just me, my mom, and my sister. I mean, we have other family members, but I'm saying in my household, like my baby brother is gone, my sister is gone, my dad is gone. So it's just mom, me, and my sister Keela living. And that's a lot to swallow. That's a lot to take on. And then when you talk about family brokenness, when you're not close and you want to be close, and this holiday, and when you really going through, and when you really need your family, and you can't reach out to them because somebody is mad, somebody is holding a grudge, and then really not looking at, let's take Christmas out of the equation for a minute. In this day and time, you need your family. In this day and time, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in people's lives, and the grief alone. So I really wasn't gonna come on because I knew that this would happen because I'm missing my dad. I really need him. I'm missing my sister. I really need to talk to her. know? I really need to be able to tell her. I don't really think she even knew how much I really loved her. And so that's why this Christmas means a lot to me. And it's not about a toy. It's not about a gift. That's why I did not put up the Christmas tree. I did not put up lights outside my home because to me all of that was a happiness. When I was coming up, that was happiness. It made us happy. But this Christmas is a lot. And it's a lot on a lot of people. I'm at work and I'm talking to people. They're going through. I'm in the store. There are people going through. I have friends that's calling me and they're going through. Um, Family brokenness is real. It's real because it's so much going on right now that the families are being broken. And I don't think people really paying attention. It just so happens to be Christmas time, but it's real. It's really
Well, um, I mean, just sitting here, listening to you and listening to your story, and you speak, and me just speaking from experience and from my heart. Of course, I have family members that's gone on also. Um, and to say, I'm not going to do this because they're not here. I'm not going to do this, this, this. I think again, that's us dropping the torch. I think that we should not stop doing certain things because they're not here. I think personally that we should not stop talking to them because they're not here. Um, because as we hear that still small voice of God, we can hear the still small voice of the ancestors also. You know what your
well,
daddy
I
would have
believe
told
that
you,
I don't I did not put the stuff up because of my loved ones not being here. I did not put anything up because, to be honest, I'm not in a happy place right now.
but
And
that's
it
my
has nothing to do with Christmas. That's why I said, let's take Christmas out. I think it's just so intensified, the hurt, the pain this year. It's just, it's just so overwhelming that it's not that I didn't want to put a tree up. I just haven't had the time to put up a tree. Um, just trying to keep my mental, trying to keep everything together because if I fall apart, my whole household falls apart. My whole my family, my little branch on the tree falls apart. So this year it wasn't that important to me to put the tree up. It wasn't that important to me to put the lights outside the house because I have to try to keep me together because right now I'm broken, you know. And I didn't really want to come on because of that, want, but I knew I had to come on because I'm not the only one that's going through something. It's a lot of people going through. That's why I said, let's take the Christmas out of it for a second. It's not about Christmas. It just happens to be Christmas time. It just happens to be the Christmas season. But there's so many people out here hurting. You have people that you wouldn't even thought was going to be called on. You know, some of 'em, like grandma and granddad, they were older, so we were expecting that they were going to go one day. But when you have your 50-year-old, 40-year-old family members just dropping dead out of nowhere, that's a lot. That is a lot. And then to just, excuse me, even going through life changes, going through different situations in life where you knew you had, like I said, I always speak about my dad. I cry hard for my dad and I miss him a lot, but I really miss him now because I mean, and that he's not here. And it's just a lot. And I don't think it really have a lot to do with Christmas. I just think life is life for a lot of people. And it just happens to be Christmas time. And it hurts. And so I came on today because I'm hurting. And there's a lot of other people that's hurting. They're going through grief. And I just think it's on an all-time high. It really is. And so, like I said, I did not put the stuff up because I missed them. I haven't had the oomph to get up and do it because drowning in grief. And sometimes even you can't even deal with it like you need to deal with it so that you can keep moving. Because if you fall apart, everything around you fall apart. So I just came on today and I knew this would happen. So I do apologize to the audience, but it's a lot of people hurting. It's not just me, it's a lot of people hurting. A lot of people. It just happens to be Christmas time. But it's a lot going on out here. And I just think that this is just a sign that it's time for people to come back together again. People are not together. Everybody doing what they want to do. Um, I can remember even coming up, you had a whole row of people that you can go over here and you can get something over here, or you could talk to this person over here. People was concerned, or maybe I should say that people were concerned about people, and I don't think people concerned about people now. It's like you better just get it and move on. And this is where you start dealing with all these mental issues because people are not getting the love
Mm.
like they used to get. You know, people used to love on you. People used to love on each other in the neighborhood where I come from. If you was going through, the whole neighborhood was going through. If you was down, the whole neighborhood was going to come together and lift this family up, and you don't have that nowadays. And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. So do we have any questions on grief before our time is up? Wanna share?
I just wanted to go back to family brokenness when you were talking about when we was talking about how we don't prepare throughout the year for this time of the year. And if I can go back to one of my favorite books, the Bible, um, when Christ was getting ready to be crucified, they prepared. They was preparing from Genesis up until his crucifixion. They were preparing. It didn't just come on the day of his crucifixion and say, "Oh well, yeah, you gotta go." It is what it is. And he like, "Oh God, where my shoes? Where my coat? Where my oh, I don't supposed to wear nothing to it. Oh Lord, what am I?" No. he was ready because they prepared throughout the year or throughout the time. They prepared. So when the time came for him to do what he had to do, he can do it with ease or with, there was no issue of it being done. We like we said, we don't prepare throughout the year. And now we get to the end of the year and we're trying to figure out, oh, what we're gonna do about this, what we're gonna do about that, what we're gonna get this loan at. Maybe I can go do this and do that, and everybody trying to get a payday loan here and a payday loan there, and a advance here and an advance there. But we didn't prepare from day one up until this time, like he was saying, getting those gifts throughout the year. They was doing things throughout before Christ got there, to be crucified. The last thing was to put the finishing touches on him, his oil and his clothes. So we have to prepare throughout the years so that when the time comes, it could be of ease. It could be of ease.
Well, I think that maybe you have another question.
Don't have a question, but one person said you both are two beautiful, powerful women. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So we just want to leave you all on tonight. I was just checking to make sure we don't have. We just want to leave. Well, we want to leave everyone on tonight with on a positive note. First of all, do you want to say something before?
I just want to say, or I just want to challenge, since I've never done a challenge before, but I do want to just challenge everybody. Um, if you are someone with some common sense, some competency, some well, with all about yourself, um, if there's things that's fallen apart in your family, see where, not saying that you got to be nosy in other people's business or things like that, but let your people know that you're there for them. It reminds me of the Tyler Perry movie when Cicely Tyson said that she want all her family to come out. She want to speak with her family, and everybody came out. And how she says, these are your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. See what they need. Ask them if do they need anything. Pitch in, help out. It takes that village. And I think if we start back doing that, because at all costs, that is the goal, is to separate is to separate us from each other. Because if we're all separated from each other, and then we're separating God. Because the Bible said God is not going to come in observation, which means that I'm not going to see a man that's going to come as God. God says, when I feed you when you're hungry, I see him. When I clothe you when you're naked, I see him. When I lift your spirits up when you're down, that's when I see God. So, I just challenge everybody to come together with your families, lift up your families, help your families. And we all looking for God, and he's staring in our face every day, and we don't see him. He said, how could you say you love me? You ain't even never seen, but you look right dead in your sister's face,
Yeah.
and you cannot stand her and don't even know you could be entertaining an angel. So I just challenge everybody to, get with your families, love up on your families, regardless, good, bad, or indifference. I mean, you can love them, and there's really nothing that they can do about it. So,
I just want to leave everybody with try to love on your family members. If you're not getting along with them, just keep trying. As far as grief, like I said, I'm too going through it. Missing my dad, missing my sister, missing my aunts. Um, Going through a little family brokenness right now, just to be transparent. But if you just believe in your heart that you're building your foundation on God and His Word, that we're all gonna make it through. That's all I have. Just try to love on each other. If you can't get with family, try to get with a few friends that you can count on. But try not to be alone in this season, because grief is real, family brokenness is real, and financial hardship is real. So just think on the positive notes, and that's all I have. I just know that we're going to make it through. Build your foundation on God's word, and we'll make it through. Until next Saturday, that's all we have. We'll see you on next Saturday. Well, no, next Saturday we won't be on. We will be, because it's Christmas. So we will be back on December 30th. Like I said, try to find some peace, try to find some love. Think about the good memories that you have with your loved ones, and hold on to that. And remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. Thank you for joining us.